I won't talk about the difference between grappling or BJJ and then wrestling today. Recently, I decided to go to grappling in BJJ slash and in wrestling. So on Tuesday and Thursday, I go to wrestling, and on Wednesday I go grappling. Before I went there, I didn't know the difference between them. But now when I go there and experience them, I would like to talk about the difference, and I would tell you which one is more preferable in which situation. So grappling BJJ is something that you usually do while you are on the ground, and it doesn't matter what position you are on the ground. The most important thing is that you shouldn't give your arm or limbs or your legs or your head to your opponent in a way that your opponent can squish or can squeeze you to the point that you submit, or to the point that you get some limb or some part of you broken or you pass out. So in grappling, usually your opponent is trying to make you tap or faint, and it is usually very good if you are trying to fight on the ground. And meanwhile, wrestling is something that tries to take you to shake your posture, or like a stand, to bring you to the ground. Each of them has its own benefit. Each of them has its own specific downside. For example, downside for grappling or BJJ, I would say, is that it's not so useful when you are on ground, like when you are on your stand, and then if you are fighting, the first thing first, someone will not take immediately to the down, and if he tries to take you down in grappling, it's less possible to take someone down, because usually you know a lot of stuff while you are on the ground, rather on your leg. But in wrestling, it's very good that while you are doing wrestling, you know a lot of techniques, and then you have this capacity to immediately bring down your opponent. So if you are fighting on your leg, in the first case, it's good that you know some wrestling techniques to bring your opponent down. And then after you bring the opponent down, it's good that you have a grappling skill. Because in grappling, you know where to catch and how to catch your opponent, to make him submit, to make him faint, to make him calm it down by squishing, by squeezing, or by making some kind of submission technique to cause a pain and then make the opponent immovable. Meanwhile, in wrestling, the main target is to pin the opponent down, especially if the opponent comes its back down, and this is the end of the wrestling. So that's why I would say, if you are willing to learn some kind of grappling and BJJ and things like that, go for both of them and spare time for each of them and master both of them, and it will give you a chance to fight on the ground, and additionally fight on your leg also. Meanwhile, of course, you have to know some boxing or some kind of other martial skills, but if you are not up for the beginning to have some punches on your face or some strong kick on your body, it's better for you to get yourself used to this kind of extreme situation by starting wrestling or grappling, and later in the future you can also choose boxing or kickboxing or Muay Thai to strengthen your kicking or striking ability.